Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of H1Z1 Dead Feature Rant. Today, we've got some fun stuff to talk about. The very important subject of Battle Royale with cheese. And there's also been a recent wipe and a recent update. And some really gnarly stuff on the test server that is both exciting and going to be hilarious. I might actually make my first full on YouTube video for H1Z1, and
Nice.
I'll get to that. So, before I get into any of the notes and the update stuff, let's talk Battle Royale. You've played Battle Royale. You've won Battle Royale.
Yes.
The last few that I actually remember was a 16. Then that one that I just did where I went and walked away and came back like 10 maybe minutes later,
Right.
and ended up still being alive, still in the good spot. I ended up having to use two first aid kits to sustain my health while going through the gas, but I managed to back out to safety. Unfortunately, some dude who I couldn't find was shooting at me and got me to
Right.
severe bleeding, which the bandages I had could only get me down to moderate bleeding. So I eventually died. Otherwise, I got free from them and I got out in the safer area. So I could have actually survived on if I still had another first aid kit. But oh well. Um, and that one, it definitely went better than the one where I ended up in 16th, where somebody I spotted them, they looked up and spotted me, and then shot three times, and two of the shots hit a building, but they still killed me 100% with armor and
Right.
all that cool stuff. So that's what it is. Now here's the thing for me is that Battle Royale has or really all of H1Z1. If your settings even are all the way turned up as much as possible, it doesn't appear that there's a really noticeable, meaningful muzzle flash, and there's most definitely no bullet tracers that I was seeing. So people would be
Nope.
shooting, they'd be missing. I'd be looking at the direction they're shooting, but there's no way I can detect where they're actually coming from, and that's honestly pretty bogus. That's a really
Thank
poor
you.
mechanic. So that's probably one of the reasons why I'm probably not going to do too much battle royale. I just wanted to do a little bit here to see how it works. Now I did a couple more sessions, and I did okay in one of them because I managed to find an area that had some supplies after two places, like a whole shopping market and another building next to it that didn't have any weapons whatsoever. I also found a bunch of crossbows, but they don't come with any ammo. So that's kind of useless.
Right.
I don't even know if they take standard arrows or if you use like a specialized ammo or bolts or how that works. I haven't found a crossbow on the live servers quite yet, but they do have a scope, which is kind of cool. So I am excited to actually find one in non BR where I can actually find some ammo. Stun grenade. I tried one of those out. I found one of those somewhere. The dam. That's another place that you would think is like packed with ammo and weapons and stuff, but it totally isn't. Me and some other guy were searching around for about 5 minutes. I finally found a 380. He didn't, so I killed him. Like, why not? You know. And
There was just a bug that landed in my whiskey. Sorry.
there
It's
was
honey, so like. Anyway, go ahead.
cover that stuff. Get like a piece of paper or a paper plate or something over it.
I was thinking of a sippy cup. We'll see.
Sippy cup. So basically, the there's a few places where it seems like there should be loot and weapons, and there totally isn't, and it really creates a regrettable situation. It's not something where I feel you're rewarded for having knowledge of the battle royale itemization and what would appear where on the map. But I think it's more instead that you're punished for not knowing that stuff because you might go to a place where there's no weapons, and then about 2-3 minutes of that, and you're pretty much screwed. because somebody else is going to have a weapon, and chances are they're going to be, somewhere in proximity and just gun you down. So,
Yeah.
it's definitely got some issues. I had a few starts where it's just like I didn't find anything. The other person close to me did, so they killed me. And, that happens. That has to happen, a whole bunch at the beginning of the game. So, it's basically just odds whether that'll happen to you or not.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean,
you've had a lot of experience though. Like, what's some of the stuff most recently, or in general, that really really a big factor one way or another for you, or things that you've really noticed about it that you'd maybe want to see adjusted a little bit.
yeah. I mean, one thing is just like you were saying, you could leave for a long period of time and then come back and then be good to go. That was kind of weird for me. I've told the story before. I even told it to Steve George when we were hanging with
Yep.
him at his barbecue there. And basically, I got into a battle royale. I stepped away for about 15 minutes. I came back. I was still good. So I stepped away for about another 10 minutes. I came back. I was still good. I was in about 10th place or so, and then I got up and I got shot. So it was just it's like as long as I was sitting in that one spot, I was good to go. I ended up getting 8th place. And all I did literally was parachute to the ground, run for about a minute, and then just lay down in a blackberry bush. And it's not very fun, I'd say. Right? That's an issue.
Oh, you know what? That just makes me think of, like, this is the time right now that you would see people doing multi-account bot farming. That you just sign up for a bunch of battle royales, basically get each one of them into a safe spot, have them hide, and just by the odds and chances of things, you'll get at least one of them in 10th place
Right.
or higher. And
Right.
basically, it'd be a real easy way to farm things, and then exploit the market system and make some good trades. I haven't tried the market system, so I really don't know if it's exploitable, or really if that sort of stuff is
I haven't
you
even,
know
I
would
didn't know
actually
about
be
it even.
worthwhile. But apparently they took keys off the market system. I think the market system is actually trading stuff in like well, there's a marketplace interface. I haven't actually checked it out myself yet, other than when I see that you can buy keys to open crates. I'm like,
Oh yeah, yeah. I've done the key thing. I actually had all of the. I remember when you were streaming something, and I jumped in, and I just kind of jumped in to say hi, and then I entered your raffle, and I ended up winning 1,500. Um,
it was station cash at the time. Now it's,
station.
what is
Yeah,
it, Daybreak bucks or something?
yeah. So I won 1,500, and then I let it sit for a long time because I just forgot about it, and then I was like, oh hey, I can actually buy H1Z1 stuff. So part of that was my awesome Outback hat that I have. So it's pretty great. Pretty great.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Yeah, I found.
By the way, this Tennessee honey is just like drinking a glass of honey with a little bit of a kick. It's really good.
That sounds a little too sweet for me. I
Well,
like.
you like drinking campfire, so
Well, I mean, I like things that are sweet too, but not like, here's whiskey and here's honey in it.
yeah,
Outdoor aggro. That's
yeah. The children are actually tied. They tied each other to each other with the jump rope. They're running around, pulling and tripping over each other.
I want to do that with zombies. Just like tie them together. Watch them like just do stupid things. It's like they'll
Must talk
eventually
to
get
Steve Jobs.
they'll eventually get like wrapped up around a tree where they won't either be able to move. It's like, all right, we got ourselves some bear bait.
Right. Must talk to Steve George. Must make that a thing in H1Z1. I'm here.
Yeah.
Nobody would bring me a sippy cup, so I'm here like fighting flies out
Just
of
get
my
a
drink.
paper plate and cover it.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back.
You goofball.
You talk.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So, There's definitely some things in Battle Royale that I would like to see. Of course, like I was saying, ammo with the crossbows, better itemization distribution. I'm just going to mute his side so you don't have to hear the kids until he comes back. Definitely, I think when you see something you can throw, I'd like to see groupings of like 3 grenades, for example. Now, from what I understand, the hand slot was supposed to be for throwing items, Molotov cocktails, hand grenades, stun grenades, that sort of stuff. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it's actually working right now. So hopefully they'll get that resolved because it'd be really nice to have that hand slot. But I don't know if they put it in the wrong place and they mean that to be where gloves go, and we're mistaken about the idea that that's where your throwables are going to go. So I don't know. I'm still waiting to see what they end up doing. Maybe it just wasn't working this time around, and they'll get it fixed up in the next update. And we'll definitely be talking about that. So what else do I want to see in Battle Royale? Well, obviously the muzzle flash and tracers. I mean, without those, like, what's the point of even having guns in the game? It really defeats the purpose because, it makes guns. Guns are already more powerful than anything else, and they can kill you really fast from really far. But the fact that there's no way you can do anything about it, there's no way you can see what happens, and deal with the situation. It's really bad, and I don't know why there aren't tracers. They've totally got them in PlanetSide too. So it may be that they're still just working on a custom effects for them, and they haven't fully implemented, or maybe it's something to do with the differential ammo system. No idea. I really hope they work it out, though.
Yeah. Neuro, did you see what I ended up getting?
Yeah, I saw that pink sippy cup, or the
Well,
little water bottle
it's
thing.
a pink water bottle, yeah.
Looks like a dog chew toy.
It's a princess water bottle.
Oh, I only saw the top of it. It is a princess water bottle.
Very
All
good.
right. Yeah, tracers and muzzle flash really are essential. It's something I really hope that they'll get in sooner than later.
Yep.
And at that point, having a weapon with a suppressor or a flash suppressor, that becomes a really big deal because you can cut one of the two forms of being identified. I don't know if there's a combined unit that will do both muzzle, flash suppression as well as the silencing, but and that'd be a little overpowered too. But that would be something that would be like a real premium item in probably
I
the
mean,
live
it's overpowered,
servers.
so
Well, yeah,
makes sense.
yeah,
I mean, they're gonna have stuff like that.
but I would imagine it would have some challenges with it, like it would maybe increase the recoil a little bit, or lower the velocity of the bullet slightly, or both. They
Yeah,
could
and then
have penalties.
also you could probably have a higher chance to jam or something like that.
I don't know that they're going to have jamming anytime soon, though.
Well, okay then.
I mean, on one hand, it's cool. On the other hand, it's like it's something that everybody's gonna be like, "Damn it, that only happened. I only lost that fight because my damn gun jammed. That's a shitty
Right.
mechanic."
I mean, I mean, it's gonna. If it would happen to one person, it would happen to everybody, though. So you only won that fight because the other person's over here going click, 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 crap. Comes up, right behind you and click, 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 and then you turn around and shoot him in the face.
Unless you snuck up on them from behind and it jammed on the first try, then that sucks because that was
Yeah,
just like a free headshot.
yeah.
Um, so Battle Royale. Was there anything else about Battle Royale that you wanted to see them do, wanted done differently? I mean, there's definitely different modes of Battle Royale I'd like to see, but how about you?
Yeah. Well, one thing I noticed about Battle Royale is that there just isn't that many people playing it anymore. Especially the first person only mode. I mean,
Yeah.
you can get in match with 35 people only. And it's like, okay, I can be first out of 180 in the regular mode, which generally now only gets up to about 110, 120 per match. But or you could do, this other mode, the first person only mode, and play with 35 people. Now, odds are you're gonna get in a better position, obviously, and but you're probably gonna have a way more boring time because you're all spread out over this map of 35. With only 35 people, you're probably not going to see anybody for the first 10, 15 minutes unless you go to a really popular area anyway.
Yeah, I'm fine with that though. I really think first person is the way to go. I really don't like third person in Battle Royale. I feel like the ability to see around trees and obstacles and over walls that you wouldn't normally be able to is really like an overwhelming tactical advantage. It used to be the same way in PlanetSide 1. You wouldn't have a crosshair, but if you're using a shotgun, you wouldn't need it. You could see when somebody's coming down the stairs and then just pop out and shoot them in the face 2 times.
Right.
So, it's kind of a powerful mechanic.
Yeah, and I still enjoy myself in Battle Royale. I haven't been playing it. I mean, I really haven't been streaming, so that's a reason. And then Witcher 3 came out, and I've been playing that. But or baseball, because I'm not wanting to sit at the computer. But I still really enjoy Battle Royale, and I still enjoy the direction they're taking it. And all of the new stuff that they're bringing into the game, I think, is really legit, and it's going to keep on getting better. But, there's only so much that people can play right now. And you sitting down and you play 100 or 1,000 Battle Royales, you're going to be pretty freaking bored at the end because it's taking 30 minutes a match where maybe you're finding 2 or 3 people per match if you can live past the first person. So there's not really a lot of gameplay at this point, even in the Battle Royale. Because, like I said, especially if you're doing first person only, you're sitting in the bushes or you're running around trying to find somebody or something for the first 15 minutes and with no success. And you're doing that, every half hour.
Yeah. So that's.
I would say if they're gonna, if they think that first person only or BR altogether is not going to be as popular, maybe they should just shrink down the size.
Yeah, that could be a thing. Just accelerating it considerably, having it do faster rounds, and getting people together, fighting each other faster. Other ways they could do it is maybe it's not the gas so much as everybody's either already got the H1Z1 virus, and you'll eventually die if you don't find items to help stave it off.
Hold on, my children are doing something stupid. Hold on, I'll be okay.
Or, there's actually a whole bunch of different modes that I could see them doing. Another one that I'd really like to see, and I'd like to see this on the main servers as well, is basically crafted and improvised weapons only. You'll maybe find some melee weapons that are completed, like a baseball bat or machete, axes, that sort of stuff. Or maybe not. Maybe you actually have to make a makeshift hatchet out of scrap and a stick, and that's going to be your entry into getting wood, and you won't be able to make your own crowbar. You'll just have to find scrap out in the field. But basically the idea would be you wouldn't find any firearms in the field. You wouldn't find a recurve bow or crossbow, which, by the way, you can repair the recurve bow and the crossbow now, which I'm excited for, because otherwise you would only get 100 shots with the recurve and then it dies, and that sucks. So it's nice that they'll be repairable now. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to probably do that sometime soon.
Yeah.
So that's, and the idea is that maybe the wooden bow that you can do with the twine, or Molotovs, or when they eventually get the makeshift shotgun, blunderbuss, or whatever in the game, those would probably be the most powerful things short of just getting run over by a vehicle.
Right, and the blunderbuss is going to be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I just love that gun to begin with. And the cool thing about a blunderbuss, obviously, is that you can just freaking stick anything in it and just destroy people. That'll be fun.
Yeah, but you only get one shot with a slow reload unless there's
True, true,
some sort of semi-unified cartridge or something you can build for it.
true.
But man, you're gonna destroy their face. You're gonna wreck a vehicle with that thing.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to take out a car with it.
You'll be able to basically like obliterate a bear.
Right.
I would think.
That'll be pretty awesome.
Gunpowder guns? Oh yeah, no, it's unless there's some way that you like load a shotgun shell and fire it into basically some steel pipes that you've put together to some sort of firing mechanism. Yeah, gunpowder guns. I mean, it's not like a ye old blunderbuss. It's a makeshift sort of thing. Hee, you want to ride shotgun on this wagon? No, I'm a ride blunderbuss. Yes. Cheers. So, any last thoughts on Battle Royale before we move on to the recent wipe and the updates?
No, no. I think we've talked about Battle Royale.
Well, fantastic.
Yep.
All right. So, update notes time. Boink.
Right.
Right. So this one is posted by Legion. He is back from vacation. Now, okay, funny thing happened. The community manager goes on vacation, and Smedley launches a campaign to try to embarrass former hackers and cheaters. So he did this thing where he said, video apologies, and that you're real sorry, and we might let you get your account unbanned. So there were a total of 5 videos of however many that were sent that he actually let the people back in, and then said eventually, 5 people, that's more than enough, and the cost of letting them back in, because they can really just make another account, it's not that difficult. The cost of them coming back in and being able to play again after having to apologize like this is a good kind of PR thing, a good way to let people know, it really doesn't pay off. And, on one hand, it's kind of a funny idea, but on the other hand, it's like, dude, is that really the right message you want to send? Do you really, do you want to embarrass cheaters and then let them back in, or not let them back in? And, is that really a good idea? So, Crap.
What's up?
What do you think about that whole thing? Did you even see any of that going down on Twitter?
I saw one of them, and I thought it was very funny. Although the person that I did see, I think it ended up being the first one. I didn't see all 5. I saw the first. And he wasn't sorry. It wasn't sincere. He basically said, since I spent $200 on this, I'm willing to, send this video so I don't lose the $200. Basically, is all it came out to.
Yeah.
So I think it was funny, but coming out and saying, hey, this is a really funny thing that these people are doing because they're idiots and blah blah blah. They're telling everybody that they're hackers, blah blah blah. But they weren't sincere. So
Oh well. I just thought it was like such a weird thing. It's like, okay, the community manager's out. What kind of stupid, ridiculous thing can I do because I'm the CEO and I do not give a fuck?
Right.
Yeah, and I'm sure if Smed's here in the audience somehow lurking, he's like, yeah, that's me. I really don't give a fuck. I will do whatever I want. Which comes out to some hilarious results sometimes like this, but, at the same time, he's more connected to H1Z1 than anything else, and he's really, really
Right.
proud of the the anti-hacking, the anti-cheating system so far. So
He do what he want.
yeah, basically, he's definitely been poking at people. I read something that allegedly they put out their own cheats on a cheater website that logged the usernames of people who used it and then just like straight up banned them. It's like, well, that's really true. That's awesome and hilarious and like such a gangster way to do things.
That is so good. That is so good.
I really hope that's true and it's not just like them blowing smoke. It's the
Right.
funniest name I've seen of somebody being banned for cheating. I don't know, cool. I've seen some funny ones, but I don't really remember them.
Yeah, I've seen some funny ones that and they, were pretty good with their, comeback on them, and oh, so you're not that good, blah 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 blah,
Yeah.
and there have been some pretty good ones, and the devs you could tell are having some fun with it, but yeah, nothing that stood out so much that I would just remember still. I like Serial's idea though, like flagging people who cheated instead of necessarily like anybody that they let back, flagging them so that we can see them and just KOS them. That's funny to me.
Well, that could be one way to do it. So we had this on the 21st. That was, of course, a couple of days ago, and just for anybody who has a hard time with math. So pretty much the details. Yeah. So they wiped everything. They've changed up the schedule here. They'll be patching things to the live servers Tuesday mornings, putting out a build on test on Thursday. So from Thursday to Tuesday, they have that amount of time for the players to help them test it. And then from there, it's they do a little update on Monday to a pre-patch sort of thing, and then hopefully on Tuesday, if there's no problems, it gets deployed. Now, this is one of those things.
The game, yeah.
What was that?
As a whatever didn't break over the weekend, goes into the game Tuesday.
Well, that's one of the things is I'm sure Monday is also used to help clean up and fix up as many of the real gameplay killing and crucial bugs, and then all the smaller ones they can on the side of that. But it's Tuesdays is a goal. Well, that's the thing is we saw what the weekly schedule ended up doing with Landmark, and while they were able to get a lot of stuff in real quickly, at the same time it felt like some really big projects it was hard to focus on, because with something like that, with that sort of a cycle, unless your build master is just absolutely awesome, unless your QA team is just like gigantic and really powerful, you're going to end up in these situations where you will only get like 4 days to work on the content, and then the last 3 days is getting things ready to go into the build so it can go live, and you can start again on the next 4 days of building content. Which I've seen that system in action. It sucks. Like, it really is nice to be able to get a 2-week cycle, but at the same time that doesn't mean they aren't doing things on a multi-week schedule. And what goes into the weekly updates isn't just like real simple stuff that was able to get squeezed out in a week, like maybe a simple art asset or a small feature for the expanding equipment system.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you rather see? You said you've been on, or you've seen the 1 week cycle. With Landmark, we're seeing the 2 week cycle now. Would you rather see something short like a 1 or a 2 week cycle, or how WoW does it? It's basically a month, 2 months before, but it's usually something pretty big.
It's a technical sort of thing, but I'd rather see it 2 months or 2 weeks at the minimum. If it makes more sense to them though to do 1 week, I'm totally not going to say no to that. If that works the best for their system, then that's totally fine, and they should do what's best for them. But if I was on the project and not knowing how it exactly works, I would most likely prefer more of a 2 week sort of thing.
Yeah, and I guess if we're going any longer than that, we're probably thinking about games that are already completely fleshed out, and we're just adding additional content rather than trying to actually still make the game. because it doesn't make sense for H1Z1 because there's so much that still needs to go into the game. So it doesn't exactly make sense to pull it out 2 months and put a whole bunch of, or put one big thing in. Rather, they're continuously adding stuff to the game, which is needed because it's still not a fully fleshed out game.
Yeah. Now, I mean, the other thing is there could be updates that are more or less bug fixes, and
Right.
actually, this one was a lot of that. So they did the wipe, and then the other thing is drop doors no longer stack. I have no idea. I've never seen drop doors stack before, but whatever. Uh, no idea. Repairing crossbow and recurve works, and that's a big hooray because, man, I was pissed. I'd find a recurve, and it's like this is the best thing, but I only get it for a certain amount of time, so I better find some twine to make the next best bow.
Did you say that you can repair those now?
Yeah, you can definitely repair them now.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's really nice if you're more of a stealthy sort of player because while it is the only projectile you can actually see fly through the air, it's rather
Right.
quiet and not nearly as big an impact. Like you fire a bow, it doesn't echo through the hills. And I really do like the
Right.
sound of the bullets echoing. It's a really nice effect.
Yeah, I do too. That's nice.
Um, the next one, biofuel and ethanol exploding and despawning work. So I guess if you put down biofuel or ethanol and shoot it, it'll explode. So
That's pretty cool.
I like that as an idea for a trap. Or in particular, what was that?
However, it would have to be something where you make it into a trap rather than just put it down. Because even if you have the singular object there, somebody's going to run up and grab it before you're able to shoot it.
Not necessarily. I mean, it is 100 space, so they might get blocked with that. But then the other thing is, you don't set it, a stack of them together. You set like three of them side by side, and they're not going to be
Right.
able to get all
That's
three. The other thing is, you could actually set four of them down and then sneak a landmine underneath them. So when they walk up, they get the explosion from the landmine, and then four more glorious explosions from the fuel that you laid down, leaving their corpse completely vaporized, basically. I think it's hilarious.
So, sorry, I had to make sure that my mic was on because I've been trying to kind of turn it off when
Right.
the kids are getting louder.
Right.
So, yeah. No, that would be actually pretty great. Do they actually have landmines in game right
Oh,
now?
hell yeah. You make
Okay.
it with, I believe it's gunpowder made from fertilizer and charcoal. And
Okay.
you use that with, I think, metal scraps or some amount of metal. And, you put it down and something walks over and it goes boom.
Okay, yeah. So is that really a thing? Can you make gunpowder out of fertilizer and charcoal?
In real life?
In real life.
I mean, not like clean firearm gunpowder necessarily, but definitely something for like a dirty bomb.
Okay, blunderbuss might work.
Yeah,
then.
maybe.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
That-
I mean,
Side-
I was
funny,
actually,
yeah.
I was hoping that it was going to be like a full-on, like, the circular black bomb with the little fuse on it like you see in cartoons and stuff, and having a bomb like that. I really hope we can get something like that.
Right.
You light it and then you
That
can
would
either
be-
throw it or set it and run away. But, something that's basically, it would take a lot of materials, but it's basically your base buster. You'll chuck that at someone's
Right.
base and do serious damage to the frame, potentially get a gate open.
Yeah, for sure. I think that would be fun.
Those materials, it'd have to take a lot of stuff.
Like duct tape and little sticks of TNT and like duct tape them to, just like you see in the cartoons.
Yeah, I could see that.
And if one's about to go off, all you got to do is swallow it and you're good to go. No, I'm just kidding. What?
So, crash for placing items. I have never crashed placing items, but apparently people have. So they fixed it.
I haven't. No.
It was lovely. Um, Keys are no longer sellable or tradable on the marketplace, and any that were up for sale were returned to the seller. So that's kind of weird. People
And
had keys, and we're able
saying
to sell them.
keys, are we saying keys as in like, are we saying keys as in like handcuff keys, or are we saying like crate keys?
I think they mean crate keys.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
I mean,
that's not something they
it's
want people
preserved.
to be able to exchange.
Yeah, it's preserving their own economy. It's a thing in all games. Like there's certain things that you can buy from each other and sell to each other. There are certain things that you buy from them.
Yeah.
It's legit. So whatever.
Now here's a really nice one. Names for deleted characters should now be available again immediately. So if you make a character and you are in the wrong place, or you forget to add a suicide, or you make the wrong gender or whatever, you can delete that character real fast, come back, and have your name not be reserved by the character you just deleted.
That's good.
Or if somebody gets banned for cheating, I wonder if you can just grab up that name immediately and be like, aha, I'm not that person, but I'm going to use their name now because it was great.
Nice. You just like immediately go and delete your guy.
Or just make someone on another server.
Right.
Now the ban messages, is that on the server you're on, or is that cross server? I feel like it's cross server.
I feel like it's Daybreak wide. Like it's every server, no matter if they're playing BR or not. I think anyone who gets banned, period, it gets humiliated in front of everyone, I believe. And I like it.
Like how it went from no
I like,
microtransactions to revolving around items and keys. Did you hear about the ban bait? I didn't hear about any ban bait.
yeah, no, that's what we were talking about earlier, where they set up stuff where, they set up
You're talking about the cheats. Yeah. Oh yeah, that one. If
You
that's
know
the
what?
one you're
If you're
talking
dumb enough
about.
to take it, you deserve it. I don't feel bad for those people at all.
Yeah, me either. What's
like you're still
really the
cheating.
point of cheating in the game? There's no winning. It doesn't make any sense.
Right. No, yeah.
All right, and then of course claiming bases from deleted characters should now. I didn't know you could claim bases from deleted characters, but okay.
I didn't know that you could claim bases.
Well, you can claim it if their character is deleted, apparently.
Well, what I'm saying is like, is it just resetting passwords to doors, or what are we talking about claiming here?
I think you can actually take over the structure if the character's been deleted and nobody goes there for a while. It's like you just walk up and take it, and it's yours, and you own the permissions
Right.
to
So
the lot.
basically, you're redoing passwords then. Is
I
what it
guess,
sounds like.
I
'Cause
guess,
that's
well, not just redoing passwords, you actually have ownership. So we had talked about this on a previous episode. They have now more of an ownership system. When you put down a lot, you're the owner, and you and only people in your group are actually allowed to modify it, add walls, and maybe
Okay.
use the demolishing hammer, that sort of stuff. So
Okay. So at that point,
yeah,
so only you can even do anything to it, or your party.
right.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
So that's what the meaning of ownership actually is. So that's definitely some cool stuff. Now I'm going to jump over right now to the stuff that's on the test server because there's some really cool stuff.
Great. I actually didn't get to hear about this, so news to me. So
All right. So footwear has been added to Battle Royale spawns, which I didn't realize there wasn't footwear in there, but I guess I never checked. Whatever.
there wasn't, but whatever.
Male and female characters will now have alternate heads to choose from. That's cool. That's
Do
well,
male
no.
characters have alternate heads?
Male and female.
Oh, it said male and female. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
they'll both
I thought-
have alternate heads. So that's
Is it
nice.
going the old head and the new head, and then two female heads? Do you know?
I have no idea. Jump on the test server if you want to find out. Basically,
Okay,
that's the best answer I can give you. I should probably
fair
do
enough.
that. Maybe I'll install that after we're
Yeah.
done here. Um, the zombies now respond to all acoustic signatures, so they list off basically a bunch of explosions and explosives. Um, I didn't realize they didn't react to those, but I wonder what other things they didn't react to that they now react to. Um, if like doors opening and closing were something they actually cared about before or not. If running versus walking is something that they cared about at all. So I have no idea. The
Right.
next one,
You would think that was already a thing.
yeah, but I guess not.
It would make sense that it was already a thing, but it would also make sense that it's not. Just because they're putting things in as they're putting it in.
I wouldn't say it makes sense, but if they just hadn't put it in yet, that's fine.
Right.
So, potential fix for bows getting stuck in iron sights. I think I've maybe seen that happen once. I can't really remember.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm assuming that is where you just can't pick up the bow because it's stuck.
Either that or I think it's more when you're holding the right click and you're aiming down the sights that you can't remove it from that mode, that you can't change it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I've actually never had that then. So I've had things to where like I can't see my gun. Like you're aiming it, but you can't see it
Yeah, I had
in
that
first
happen
person.
earlier.
That's frustrating.
So, the arrows fired from recurve and crossbow now bounce off materials they aren't meant to sink into, like metal or stone. I didn't realize that the arrows actually bounce. I thought they just kind of hit and then fell to the ground. I didn't actually. I've never actually seen the ricochet effect. So what was that?
I'm guessing that's what it means. I'm guessing that's what it actually means. I don't think it means it's actually going to bounce around or whatever. But instead of, like, here's the rock, instead of the arrow and it's just gone, it's going to actually hit and fall.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what they mean by bounce.
Gotcha.
That would make the most, at least.
So, Molotovs are properly able to set players and NPCs on fire, and the fire effect will last outside the fire. So, instead of it just being something where you're in the radius of the fire, and that's how you get damage,
Right.
it appears they've actually started bringing back the ability for people to be lit on fire. So I wonder if
I like this.
I wonder if smacking someone with a torch can actually light them on fire now too.
Oh, I hope so. Because I know when we played it at SOE Live, at least, we could hit stuff with torches and that thing would be on fire.
Yeah, but then they pulled it because Smedley's a pyromaniac, and
Right.
it was like harming the development process apparently.
Right.
So
Well, if Smedley's a pyromaniac, that also means, probably 50% or more of the people would just be trying to burn down forests.
yeah, that was part of the problem. Is you would have like things just chaining on fire, and it's like, well, if everything's been burnt down, that's not really that fun. I mean, it's kind of cool,
Right.
the idea that you have to be just like you're being chased by fire and you have to do it from one side of the map to the other. That could be a really fun
Right.
survival. Maybe that would be a different kind of battle royale. It's just like
Yeah,
the flaming
I was actually-
inferno.
Yeah, I was actually thinking they could replace, like, the gas with something that actually makes sense, like a forest fire.
That'd be pretty cool.
Gas in an exact circle doesn't make sense, but a forest fire chasing you does. So that would be kind of neat.
Well, I've seen them actually drop the gas. I've seen the green smoke flare on the
That's
ground,
true.
and then but it just looks like a localized airstrike. It doesn't look like that's where the gas hits and then starts emanating
Right.
out from.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little weird like that. So, yeah, grenades and Molotovs, explosions to be more responsive now on high prop servers. That's nice. I guess maybe it was having some trouble when you throw it, and it would just disappear or something, or maybe everything would just lag up. I have no idea because I've never seen that issue.
What's that issue again? I'm sorry.
Grenade and Molotov explosions should be more responsive on hip-hop servers.
Well, I mean, last week or yeah, last week I talked about how I threw a grenade at someone and it just did nothing, and then
Oh,
they shot me
right.
and killed me.
Yeah, so that's what it was.
Yeah.
Let's see. Battle Royale. Arrow bundles will now spawn near the crossbow. Hooray! Well, that'll be nice.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Because I found a lot of crossbows, but no rounds for them.
I haven't even seen the crossbow, so
It's got a scope. It's awesome.
that sounds really awesome. I can't wait to play with it.
Mini Shock running around with one last night, actually.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They're on the
That's
whitelist
awesome.
server. I gotta see if we can get access to that, because, man, normal server people are jerks.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right. This is the one, though, that would actually be funny enough to make a video with, and I'm definitely thinking about doing it. Lip sync mouth movements to voice chat. So I want to just sit there and see if I can make the character do funny things with their mouth just by like making different sounds, like stuff like that. And see what it comes out to. Just make funny sounds,
Right.
and possibly put a challenge out there for people to cut it into a tune or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've seen like the bad lip reading stuff, right?
Yeah.
On YouTube. So you
Oh,
just
some
get
of that
each
stuff
one
is
sequence.
great.
Oh, that's so good. Can sit and just die laughing to the bad lip reading. But I think that's going to be really fun. One thing that I'm still planning to do that I haven't done yet is do a H1Z1 Reverend Krimchek Rickroll.
Nice.
So yeah, so that would be a lot of fun with an actual H1Z1 character actually doing the singing. That would be very fun.
And then every now and then you give them an F11.
Yep.
All right. Yes to the potato guns. Hey, Trick, you were here earlier. What are you talking about? A goofball.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
Must be drunk. Must be drunk.
I know they were.
I guess they're here because they're drunk now. All right. Now the next one is also a really big feature. If you're inside a vehicle, you can shoot out from it. Now, I don't know if that means the windows get rolled down or if you have to shoot through the glass. And likewise, if you're an occupant in a vehicle, you can be shot inside the vehicle. So,
Well, that's always been a thing to an extent.
well, I mean, you can take out the driver and not kill the vehicle right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, you
Or
you
upcoming,
can.
rather.
Yeah, so I've been able to get hit and hit people while they were inside vehicles, but you haven't been able to like headshot somebody or something like that. So maybe that's the difference. And maybe it was a bug even. My first BR win actually came, or my only BR win, came from me shooting a vehicle. And
Yeah, there
me
used
just,
to be
like,
a bug that
basically-
when the vehicle takes damage, the player would take damage too. That's why punji sticks would get people out of vehicles real easily.
Right. And then they would bleed. You know, he was bleeding, and then he bled out and died, and I won. So don't try to take that away from me, Neuro. Don't say that's not a real win.
Yeah, cheater! Yeah, exploiter!
It wasn't a bug.
Exploiter! No. Good win. That is a good way to win.
Yeah. Especially because I was like, wait, what just happened? Because he bled out while he was over the other side of the hill. And I'm like, what? I won?
Nice.
I'll get another one. Really, the most epic BR win I saw was Clam Taco, where it was him and two other people, and the other people were teaming up, and he came in and he killed both of them at the same time. And I was like, that was legit.
Nice. Yeah, I came across some dudes who jumped their vehicle off a cliff, it looked like, and it was in the middle of a river. I unfortunately missed with my first arrow because I was trying to just drop one of them with a recurve. Then I engaged with my pistol. I had 7 rounds plus 8 in reserve with, I think it was a 1911. Dropped the first guy just fine, but then the guy behind him, I needed maybe one or two more shots to get him down. So
Oh yeah.
that was fun. I was also, if I could have been able to run up to the first guy and grab his shotgun real quick, but oh well. He was a terrible shot with that thing. He should have just taken me down in like 2 hits. But oh well.
Right.
Some people are not that good at the game.
I had a couple of bad ones too, where I'm just like, I like unload everything that I have, and I still haven't killed him, and I'm like, I feel like an idiot, and he's like, haha, you suck, and I'm like, you know what, you're dead, so I don't even care. Whatever, I'll find more ammo. Shut up. I've had a couple like that.
Yeah. So, boots. Boots will have a little resistance to punji sticks.
That's good.
Ooh.
I'm guessing tennis shoes will have a little bit less, and bare feet will have.
I don't believe barefoot and sneakers have any resistance to it, but sneakers give you the fastest movement speed. Barefoot
Right.
is the slowest, but you're silent or the quietest, most quiet.
In reality, though, and this is all semantics, but people who are trained to run with no shoes on are actually faster because they develop the correct muscles in their feet and their legs, because there is actually obviously a right and a wrong way to run. And so if you have shoes on, you're actually running the wrong way. So if you learn to run with no shoes and then you run barefooted, you're going to actually run faster. But that's all semantics. This not a big deal.
Is the post-apocalypse. If you're running barefoot on well-paved roads and paths and surfaces, you'll probably be faster. If you're out in the wilderness, you're getting stuck in the muck, you're getting sharp stuff cutting your feet up, get impaled on some rusty stuff and have to deal with tetanus. Yeah, you're not going to be going that fast. You're going to be going very cautiously barefoot. So I think that's more what they're trying to emphasize, that you're going slower, in fact. Yeah, because you don't want to impale your foot. That'd be horrible.
That way it should have you like tiptoeing.
A little bit. I'd like to have a tiptoe mechanic.
Yeah, that'd be kind of neat.
More sneaking and sort of stuff like that.
Right.
Let's see. Yeah, crossbows and recurves can now be repaired. I think they actually mentioned that earlier. They're repaired with repair kits. Oh, I guess it's weapon repair kits, but not just the repair kits made by breaking down a gun, so it'll be repairable with both. And then fix issues where character doesn't appear in BR shoot. I guess that means when you doesn't look like we've got the parachute on when you're doing Battle Royale. I didn't realize that was still an issue, but then again, when I'm parachuting, sometimes it goes down to 179 people left really quickly. So
right.
I don't know if it's them disconnecting or if them just going splat.
Right. And what I've noticed with the parachutes though is that, have you ever done it in first person? You done a first person BR?
No, I haven't. Not yet.
So the first person BR is your first person parachuting as well, and it's ridiculous. Like everything's clipping and you're falling weird and you can't control it. Like it's really, really bad. The camera's all screwed up. If you try to go down, you're gonna like spin and do weird things. It's terrible.
Funny. That's really funny and bad.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we did start a little bit late because Krem needed to get booze and wrangle the little zombies. So we're just running a little bit here. I didn't really see any questions we didn't answer in chat here, so not really.
No, we've had
Q&A time.
Yeah, Q&A, everybody. Wow, random internet person. It's been a long time.
Yeah, that's a good one. So, yeah, that's it for the update notes. That's definitely some cool stuff. The ability to shoot out of vehicles and shoot people in vehicles and not have it be just a bug because you hit the vehicle.
Yeah.
That I finally tried the 380 now that they actually made it not crappy, and yeah, it's all right now.
Right.
It's not bad. It makes me wonder, like, was it just really easy to make it, or uh, why it came about, because the damn ammo's everywhere. You don't find them very frequently. Like the whole I-9 area and Bubba's truck stop and stuff, I found probably six 1911s, and that's it. Like in
Right.
terms of firearms and a bunch of combat knives. So,
Yeah.
but I found 380 ammo, just tons and tons and tons and tons of the damn stuff.
Oh, it's all over. It's all over. You can always get
Mm.
380 ammo.
Yeah, that's it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah. Atrix says favorite weapons. What's your favorite weapon?
Ooh, I mean, shotgun's satisfying to use, but usually for me, it's just a 1911 or an M9. It's usually just having a
Okay.
pistol handy just for my general threats. Like I said, I don't really BR too much, so I just need something that can take down bears when I see them.
Right. I would say for me, it's got to depend on what I'm doing. Obviously, if I'm in a battle royale, I'm obviously going with a shotgun, the AR, things like that. But if I'm actually playing base game, where I'm killing zombies and things like that, I love a good bow.
Yeah, that's a good point. Other than when they've got helmets on, the bow is just an easy one-shot kill, and the ammo is really easy to come across. And the fact that you can repair the recurve now,
Right.
that's a really nice feature. So, that's some good stuff. Definitely some good stuff. Um, give them some candy that works as glue. Oh, random internet person. Lucky you like the sharp sticks? You mean the punchy sticks or the spear? Because the spear.
I would
Okay,
guess
now
the
they
spear.
they keep changing the balance of the weapons every update. The last update, the combat knife was taking zombies down in 3 hits, and bigger things like the crowbar and the wood axe were taking 7, 8, 12 hits.
Right.
Now, the combat knife takes 7 or 8 hits, and the wood axe takes 2 or 3 hits. So they keep on changing the values, and I don't know if they're doing it intentionally or what's going on there, but it's I feel like it should be easier to do a really unified system of how many hits things, will do to kill things based on their speed, their size, their range, and their,
Right.
relative quality. So, the fire axe should do more, be a little further reach, and
Yeah.
higher durability than the wood axe, and of course the makeshift. The makeshift hatchet I almost want to see as a throwable sort of thing, or something you can just like hit an enemy, like do a right
Right.
click and just hit it so hard that you just like leave it in its skull or something, and then pull out the next
Yeah.
weapon.
Well, and right now the makeshift is not throwable, but the regular hatchet is throwable. Is that right?
The regular hatchet's supposed to be. I haven't tried it again since the update. It was, and then it wasn't, and I don't know if it is again.
Okay.
Because
Well,
I didn't
and
see it in the
and
update notes.
I would think that the damage of the weapons and such. I mean, a crowbar. You're not going to kill anything very fast with a crowbar. Or you're not going to kill a zombie very fast with a crowbar. Not as fast as you are with a combat. I'm sorry, a combat knife, a wood axe, a hatchet. Like a crowbar is going to be probably the least successful zombie killing tool that you have. One, because it's the shortest range. It's hard to get a nice solid hit without taking damage yourself. And really, you're going to do, if you get a nice solid hit in a good spot, you might do some damage, but the surface area of the crowbar is going to be so small that if you hit a spot that's not really that vulnerable, you're not really going to do that much damage. Whereas if you have a hammer, if you have a combat knife, if you have a machete, if you have a wood axe, like you're hitting anywhere, and that's going to take out some pretty vital organs or pretty vital whatever it is that you're. I mean, if I stab a zombie in the face, right through the freaking face, I expect that to do more damage than hitting him in the face with the crowbar, right? Like you're stabbing
It,
them
it
through the
it
face.
depends on the mechanic of what actually kills him. If blunt force trauma to the head is really all it takes, then yeah, a crowbar might actually be better because while it's smaller and maybe a little harder to get close, the amount of
And very light.
light.
Yeah, a crowbar is fairly light. So that's not
Uh,
really a good blunt force trauma type weapon.
it's not.
I mean, I'd
It's
rather
not
have a ball.
incredibly light. I mean, it depends. I've seen some crowbars that real fucking heavy ones, like not just aluminum or whatever, but something made out of like some really gnarly steel or whatever, and just like built thick, built solid, like a real big one too, not just something that you're prying boxes open with.
Right. Well, I mean, the crowbars that we have though look fairly small and meh to me. I don't know. I'd rather have a hammer. I'd rather have a combat knife. I'd rather have a machete.
They're about 2 feet long. The crowbars.
Yeah, I mean that's just a regular old crowbar, and crowbars all together I would say are fairly light when it comes to bashing someone's skull in. Although I've never tried it in real life, so I could be wrong.
Yeah. So, that's pretty much it for what we had to talk about here. Next week, I think we're probably going to talk about defense because that's a big subject that we've been seeing more armor being added. We still don't have shields. We still don't have any ability to parry attacks or do something to deflect incoming melee attacks. So that's something that I really want to talk about, and we'll probably get some feedback from the community on too. So that'll be an interesting one. There isn't any sort of holiday next week, so probably be more people available. That'll be on the seven. Oops, no, the was that the 30th,
What's today? Oh,
the 23rd.
for some reason I was thinking this week was the end of the month. That's too bad.
Nope.
The only reason I actually care is they're supposed to put in the landscaping to my new house and my new fridge and my new washer and dryer by the end of the month, and so I was excited to go see that on Tuesday.
Nice.
So I guess I'll have to wait another week probably.
Oh well.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So that's it. Thank you all very much for coming, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thanks for dealing with my stuff.